Everything in life is just for a little while.
You do have to recognize that this project is out of the box, I think, in its depiction of sex and sexuality.
Yes.
And that's a big part of why I liked it to begin with. Like, nudity's never been off the table for me as an actor. I always knew that if the project was right, I would do it because it scares the crap out of me. But I love that. I love pushing myself as a person. And especially because a huge part of what I like as a performer are these boundary pushing, I love horror, I love exploitation film. And this is not that. Obviously, this is not that. But this is dealing with the ugly parts of people and dealing with sex in a really not cute sort of way, which is what it is like in life most of the time. These sort of extra human kind of icky moments, which I love. I love that it's such a naked people movie. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. So when Andy was talking about it, and it really was a discussion, which made me really comfortable with it as well. And he told me what he'd been thinking about, or what both of you have been thinking about. Yeah. And I had this kind of epiphany for myself, which was, if Becca is the quote-unquote love interest, even though it's an unconventional love interest situation, which I like, if she is the love interest, and all of these other women in the film are getting naked and being vulnerable, but they're also mostly prostitutes, I feel like it sets up this really uncomfortable dichotomy. It sets up this thing of, oh, well, it's okay for them to be naked because they're this type of character. And we don't want Becca to get naked because she's pure or better or something like that. I saw it that way for a second, and it really sort of made me go, oh shit, that's not what I want. I don't want this character to seem better or above or different than this human experience that's being depicted. And even though she's a different sort of character, it's that feeling that you get in a movie where, people are getting out of bed and the main girl has all her clothes on somehow. Yeah. And everybody else in the movie is naked. It's like, what is that's you're not being part of the story. In that moment, you are showing that you are an actor who is better than that or whatever. Right. And I have such a problem with that because, we're all humans. Right. And a prostitute isn't better or worse than a bartender or a waitress or a whatever, I saw that, and I saw the sort of storytelling opportunity there and decided that I absolutely wanted to do it. And Andy definitely was still being very, very cautious and very, thoughtful about how much are you willing to show, what kind of shots do you want, and I kind of decided that I didn't want to worry about that part at all, because I felt like if I started to sort of break my body down into segments and think about it that way and think about, what are you doing? I don't know if I'm okay with this angle versus that angle, that I was just going to drive myself crazy. Yeah. And I wasn't going to be able to do my job. But the fact that it's a choice that I came to based on how comfortable I felt to begin with, and that it does serve the story. Right. Anyone can think whatever the fuck they want. I don't even care. It feels really good to have, not that you need a reason for it, but it feels good for me to have a reason why I want to do it.
It can be such a judgmental subject
matter.
So, for you to have that peace of mind, I think is everything. And oddly enough, I never thought I would be making a film like this. Mm-hmm. But I knew from the beginning, it was like, if I was going to make this, we needed to be vulnerable. Everyone, when you
Exactly.
show the vulnerability of everything. That was the toughest thing to, I think, talk about for sure.
Yeah.
Because as a producer,
Yeah.
my thing was I wanted people to feel comfortable. I wanted them to understand what exactly was happening in the beginning,
Yeah.
before the audition even.
Yeah.
And the audition process, I wanted to make sure to talk about that and engage people's comfortable levels with it, because it was a requirement. If they weren't comfortable with it, that's cool. I didn't want to force anyone to do something that they didn't feel comfortable doing.
But it's also part of the story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was crucial. And if anything, I was like, are we even gonna be able to find people that are gonna want to do this thing? Because like I don't know how people feel about it.
Yeah.
Like I know it means something to me, and I thought it was something important.